Okay, the vinyl. As of right now, if you look down here, I don't know how you can see it, there's vinyl down there on the floor. What that is this crate is mainly vinyl that my parents had that they just gave me. A lot of 50s folk music and 60s and not a lot of 70s. A lot of the 70s stuff, and then the bigger stuff like Elvis and that are in with my other stuff on the other side. And my grandparents, when they passed away, they had a bunch of records from the 30s and the 40s, which I've never really looked through much, but they are in that tub there. On the shelf down below it, all my cassettes are down there. Now, it's dark so you can't really see too well, but across the bottom is metal in alphabetical order, again in chronological. And then these stacks here, there's two more stacks of, I believe they're 120 in each one, of just metal. And then these here are just the pop rock, classic rock, normal stuff. And then the small one here underneath this box that you can't really see is comedy, which very minimal, maybe 45 titles. Now the record racks, this one is the one that a contractor that built the shelves built for me. He matched it almost exactly to the first one I had built. I contacted a gentleman who owned a place here in Lincoln called Backtrack Records, and he had racks, and I asked him if he knew where he got them, and he had a guy that actually built the racks. So I paid this guy to build a rack for me, and it's sturdy, very durable, but it's, you know, made with little pieces of scrap wood and everything, and so it's kind of not really something pleasant to look at. The one the contractor made is all out of lumber, so it looks a little better. As I get bands sending me stuff in the mail and they send me stickers, I put them on there so I can kind of decorate them, I suppose. When we get to the racks, a lot of people have accused me of being a record store. Now, the reason that these are listed like this, I just thought it's nice to be able to alphabetize and everything and know where you're looking if you go through an A, you know. So again, they're in alphabetical order. Now, there is no separation between styles of music. So, you know, we go from AC/DC to Adam and the Ants, and, you know, to Agent Steel, to Agony, Alaska, Angel Dust, so on and so forth. Picture discs are in there as well. If I have an item that is sealed that I don't have a desire to open, I make a little cuts in the sides of the spine, or not the spine, the opening, to let it breathe so they don't warp or anything. This is a really cool piece that I just recently got. Calhoun Conquer was a thrash band in the late 80s, early 90s. The CD is actually more difficult to find. I have that as well, but to find this in a hole-in-the-wall store in Omaha, Nebraska, blew me away. So we go through this side over here, goes through K, and you can see what I recently did is I threw in some bands, either that, to me, they're in some of my favorite bands that I want to have up where I can have better access to them. The Devo became new wave, but the earlier stuff was kind of punky, so they kind of fit the bill. You know, I've got Dio, Dirty Looks, DOA, so again, you've got everything kind of mixed in together. And it goes through K here. We go over to the other side. And you go L, MN, and so forth. And so, you know, again, I've got some 7-inch picture discs that I should put them in there, but I don't. What I usually do is if I've got a, let's say, I'll show you an example. I got the new Slayer record store day, so that fit inside the plastic of the newest Slayer album that I have, and I do that in a lot of cases. Oh, the music stopped, so you got to listen to just my voice. Again, I got some stickers over here from some bands. If the bands are on my group page, you get a little plug there. Extinction AD, After All, which is a really, really good kind of thrash band. Been around for a while. Produced by Harrison Johns, and then later by Dan Sueno. If any of you guys know about those guys, you have a pretty good idea what it sounds like. Original Sabotage, Sirens. So there's some real cool gems in here. And some of the videos I might do later is pulling out a few of them and showing you. Now this I need to do something with. These are the remaining classic rock and rock records that I have that I haven't moved up to the top. And I'm not liking how they're stored right now, but at this point I don't really have much other option. This, when I said, or I put a post up earlier about me getting promo stuff, this was given to me years ago at Homer's, as was this Ozzy Osbourne. It's on a big piece of plywood, I think. And then on this one, this is kind of cool. It's a Rob Halford 2 autographed. Obviously I didn't meet him, however, it was autographed in the store and they had it put up for a while, and either they couldn't give it away or what the deal was, but they gave it to me. Down here, and this may be something later, are my metal zines. One of these crates has Every Metal Maniacs from 1991 until they stopped printing, and the other one has like Terrorizer, Unrestrained, Pit, SOD, and then a bunch of really obscure underground magazines that my roommate used to get. He, believe it or not, has more CDs than I do. Where he lives now, he just has them in boxes as well. But he used to get these little fanzines with orders, and he would just give them to me because he had no use for them. So I don't know. I'm starting to run out of room with the vinyl, so I may have to move some of the stuff that really doesn't belong up here. Again, like Devo, I may have to move them back down or move them to another location. But this is pretty much all the vinyl that I have. All this up here is metal and punk. Not nearly what some people that have been in other groups that I've seen have, but still quite a bit, especially when some of the items that are in there, you're really hard to get a hold of now. I do have some of my favorite picture discs. So that's a Priest tour from Screaming for Vengeance, and that's I believe that's Thrashing Rage, the Voivod. I Want to Be Somebody, Wasp. I Fuck Like a Beast. The Crew, Helter Skelter. Picture disc of 2 Minutes to Midnight. Ozzy Osbourne, Mr. Crowley. Shaped, Fuck Like a Beast. Shaped, Jump in the Fire. Shaped, 95 Nasty by Wasp. Shaped, Blind in Texas by Wasp. Shaped, Rio Me by Wasp. Exodus, I have 2 copies of this, Pleasures of the Flesh. It's the original cover, how it's supposed to be. And then I have a regular, and I have a picture disc of the original Halloween EP. Above here, got the Beatles' Butcher Baby, Venom, the original printing of At War with Satan picture disc. That's a Record Store Day re-release of No Presents for Christmas. Tragic Serenades, Celtic Frost. It's a picture disc. Then we've got the Manitou Nightmare from Venom. This one, I believe there's only 1,000 made. It's Merciful Fate on Megaforce Records. It's Black Funeral and Black Masses. This is the Dismember Skinner Alive 7-inch picture disc. Artillery 7-inch picture disc. Halloween I Went Out 7-inch square. Brujeria, the Marijuana single. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Rotten Sound. It's actually, I believe that's a CD and not vinyl. There's Godstomper, and then that one down below, I can't even remember who that is. I want to say it's a death metal band. I just don't remember who it is. When I had my old collection in my old place, a lot of my picture discs and a lot of my vinyl were on the wall, and it did one stupid thing. And when I hung them on the wall, I put a pin through the record. So there's a few in here that I really wish I hadn't done that too. These happen to be Carcass, so although it does take away a little bit of value, the vinyl is in pristine condition. Only been played a few times, so it's not a, it's not a total loss, but something that in the future, with hanging up stuff on the wall, I don't do anymore. So that's the vinyl. If you guys, again, have questions, if there's specific pieces you want to see either pictures of or video of, I like I said, when I have people come over here, we pull stuff out, and then there's always a story to tell about how you got the record, or story about the band that you heard, or a story, an experience with the band, something like that. And so it's always fun to chat with people about that. So anyway, that's my vinyl. If you have, like I said, any thoughts or anything, please let me know. Thanks.